Magandang hapon, ladies and gentlemen. Magandang hapon, magandang araw. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Kumusta po kayong lahat? Nako, ngayong hapon po na ito, ngayong araw na ito, ngayong umaga po na ito. Kung nasaan ka man sa buong mundo, kung napapanood mo man ito, nako, maganda po itong pag-uusapan natin ngayon, ano? Ito po ay may kinalaman sa ating kalusugan. Ito po ay may kinalaman sa ating welfare, di ba? Sino dito yung natatakot magkasakit? Sino dito yung ayaw magpa-doktor? Sino dito yung hindi alam kung saan kukuha ng pampagamot? Di ba? Sino dito yung mga breadwinner? Nako, sino po dito yung natatakot magkasakit? Okay? Nako, panoorin po natin ito, ladies and gentlemen, para pare-parehas, sabay-sabay po tayong matuto. Paano nga ba natin paghahandaan ang ating pinansyal na pangangailangan sa panahon na tayo po ay magkasakit? Kasi naniniwala ako, no, gaya ng pinopost ko sa aking social media, masasaid, matutuyo at mauubos lahat ng pinundar mo, lahat ng inipon mo, lahat ng pinaghirapan mo sa oras na tayo ay dapuan ng malalang sakit. Tara, panoorin po natin ito.
My name is Richie Sarao. Yan, and I am your AXA Financial Coach for today. Okay, so this is the financial wheel. Life is a marathon. Marathon po ang buhay natin. It's not a sprint. Hindi to pabilisan. Di ba? And in a marathon, meron ba ditong mga nagma-marathon? May ano ba tayo? Kahit show of hands, Eileen, meron ba? Mga tumatakbo or nagtatry tumakbo tulad ko or not really?
Ako tumatakbo.
Sino yon? Sinong tumatakbo? Si Jem. Okay. Si Mike, tumatakbo ka ba, Mike?
Depende sa mood.
Yan, depende sa mood. O basta ako, tumatakbo minsan pag nagmamadali. Yan. Alright? But life is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And in a marathon, you have one goal, to finish the race. Diba? It doesn't matter kung mauna ka. It doesn't matter kung ikaw ang huli. Speed is not even important. Ang important sa marathon is endurance. Gaano ka katatag all throughout the race. Diba? And you are not competing with anyone here. You're just competing with yourself. And in life, if you think about it, you're running an average of 80 years. Yan. So, sino dito mga may kasama sa bahay na at least 80 years old? Yan. Kahit sa chat room natin, by the way, guys, we have a chat room there. If you have questions, or if you want to comment or just answer there, you may do so. Yan. Para makita din naman namin yan. Yes. Yan. So, ano yung sinasabi ko? If you think about it, we are running 80 years. Ako, meron kami sa bahay namin na dalawang ultra seniors. Ultra seniors ang tawag ko sa kanila eh. Kasi yung isa 89 years old and then yung isa 96. Di ba? Sobrang haba ng buhay ng mga babae sa aming angkan. Yan. So, for them, you know, they feel like they've lived their lives already. But for us who are still in our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and even 60s, we still have pretty much a little bit longer way to go. Diba? And 20 years, yan, mute natin yan. Alright, the first 20 years of your life, yung first quarter ng buhay natin, is our childhood. And during this time, siyempre, ano tayo, kain, tulog, school, tapos kain ulit, tulog ulit, school, di ba? Yan lang yung buhay natin dati. And in the next quarter of our life, yan, nag-uumpisa na yung adulting natin. You approach those age wherein you start your first job, you get your first car, maybe you'll get married, start your own family. Yan yung second half of our lives. Third quarter of our life, we approach towards our middle age na. Yan, malapit na tayong mag-retire. And bukod dito, yung mga responsibilities natin, pagpapaaral, pag-alaga sa mga kapatid, and even our own parents, mas gumagrabe yung responsibilities natin during this quarter of our lives. Aside from that, nagpe-prepare tayo dapat for the fourth quarter of our lives, which is the time when we are retired. Sabi nga ng nanay ko, ako retired dead na ako. Diba? Retired dead na daw siya. But the last quarter of your life represents yung retirement years natin. 60 to 80 years old to even 96, just like my lola at home. And if you think about it, you will only be productive for half of your life. Yan lang productive years mo, yung second and third quarter of your life. The other half, wala tayong income. Diba? Nung bata tayo, and of course, pag-retire natin, wala na tayong income na pumapasok na. Well, at least for most of us. Yung iba, syempre, may business or whatever, may aksa, ganyan. But for some, income stuff. Because yan yung mga, during their productive years, nasanay sila na may trabaho, meron silang stable income, and then they've been working in this company for 20, 30, 40 years, and then they mandatory retirement. Right? The problem right now is that most of us have already spent some of our productive years in financial limbo. Ano ba yung financial limbo? Ito yung may trabaho ka, may income ka, pero wala kang naiipon. Merong pumapasok na pera sa'yo, na salary every month, pero bakit parang kahit isang tuka ka pa rin? Kahit gaano kalaki tumataas ang sweldo mo, dumadami yung gastos, parang wala lang. Diba? Can some of you agree with me on this? Yes? Yes? Yan, hindi ko kasi kayo nakikita.
Relate po.
Relate. Sabi ni Miss Gloria, nakaka-relate siya. Diba? Ako, I was also there. And I'm trying to get out of this financial limbo. Kasi malapit na ako mag-40. So, dapat wala na ako sa financial limbo. Diba? But, yun na nga eh. It's because I wish somebody talked to me years ago. However, diba? Yes, may financial limbo tayo. Meron din kasi tayong mga dadaanan na certain roadblocks sa buhay natin. Right? Ito yung mga roadblocks na yan. What if you suddenly become disabled? Diba? Just like Cholo, hindi naman niya alam, 30 years old siya, bigla siyang na-stroke. Diba? What if you get sick or disabled? What if you don't reach 30? Diba? I'm sure marami sa inyo dito sa room, may mga kakilalang didn't even reach 60 years old. And that's very sad to hear. I, for one, have friends who passed away at age 23, 24, diba? And very unexpected as well. What if you lose all of your assets? Napakasipag mo ngayon. Nakabili ka ng bahay mo, ng kotse mo, may what do you call this? Meron ka pang house sa province. And ang gaganda ng gamit mo sa bahay, lahat ng pinangarap mo na magkaroon ka, meron ka. Kasi ang galing mo magtrabaho, ang sipag mo magtrabaho. But what if you lose all of them? The big one. Na I'm sure, lahat naman tayo takot dyan. Diba? Like just what happened sa Taal, unexpectedly. Diba? And what if there's a fire? Lindol, flash flood. What if you lose all of your assets? That's one of the roadblocks na sana hindi natin daanan, pero some of us dadaanan yan. Another roadblock is how can I secure my child's education? Grabe ngayon ang tuition fee. Kahit na yung ibang school, they are going virtual classes. Ang tuition fee nila parang hindi gumagalaw. Diba? And to think na humuhugot na ako, no? Kasi yung sa kids ko, parang nabawas lang sa tuition nila from last year is 6,000 or 7,000 lang. Yung naisip ko, hindi na ba sila papasok ng school? Diba? Online daw sila for the first semester. So, bakit ako nagbabayad ng as if doon sila sa school pumupunta? And then at the end of the day, pag uwi mo ng trabaho, ikaw pa magtuturo sa kanila ng mga hindi nila makuha. Diba? So, sorry, humugot lang. Kayo naman. Yan. So, the other roadblock is, what if you live longer than expected? Ako, I think, with the rate things are going in our family, I would probably live to around 80 years old. Pero, because somebody talked to me, already, and I'm already in this industry, I know very well that I shouldn't just save for until 80 years old. I should be saving a little bit more than that, just in case. Diba? And for today, let's discuss out of these fears, ano yung mga pwede natin gawin or ano yung mga dapat nating iniisip. How will my family be able to protect themselves if in case I am taken out of the picture, knock on wood, or something happens to me, lalo na kung breadwinner ako. Right? So those are some of the things that we will be discussing today. So let's start with the first roadblock. What if you get sick or disabled? Yan. Do you agree with this? There's nothing more important than our good health. That's our principal capital asset. Do you agree? Yes? Ako, I agree.
Yes.
Exactly, sabi ni Ms. Liza Ignacio. Right? Lalo na siguro ngayong time of coronavirus. Diba? A lot of us, probably, ang galing-galing natin mag-save. Marami dyan, ang galing mag-invest. Diba? And then, coronavirus came. Umeksena itong si COVID-19 sa mga buhay natin. And some of us found themselves na out of jobs. Very sad, no? Especially nung bigla nag-GCQ, ang dami nawala ng trabaho. There are those na tumigil ang trabaho nila while everyone was on lockdown. There are those na nabawasan yung sweldo nila while we were on lockdown. And there are those na had to cash out some of their assets, their savings, their investments, because a loved one had to undergo the whole coronavirus na scare. Because, hospitalization costs and they're not ready themselves. So people often think that money is the most important and valuable asset in the universe. But what they don't know is what good will all of these millions and millions of peso do for you once you are struck with an illness. Diba? Kaya nga sabi nila, health is wealth. Yan talaga ang wealth natin. Would you and your family be able to lead a comfortable life pag ikaw nagkasakit ka? Ano na tayo na wala naman tayong millions. Wala nga thousands eh. Diba? So, paano na if we are the ones stricken with an illness? Wag naman sana knock on wood. Right? And, yan. We all know that having health protection is very important. Alam naman natin yan eh. And we can't deny this fact. Kaso, most people don't really do anything about it. Why is this so? Diba? Bakit nga ba ganon? Here are, nabubulol na ako. Here are top 5 myths. Yan. On why people fail to plan for their protection needs. Number 1, sinasabi nila, that won't happen to me. Just like Chodo, I'm just 30 years old. People think they're invisible. Lalo na ngayon, GCQ. Sinabi lang na GCQ, naglabasan na lahat, walang mask. May dinadaanan kasi ako on my way home. Taga Las Piñas po ako. So, on my way home, dumaan ako sa isang community na to. And I saw everyone in the streets. Walang mask, walang social distancing. Kids were outside playing. And konti lang ang may mask. And it's very sad. Because they think, because GCQ, the virus is not gonna happen to them anymore. Di ba nga, we are fighting an invisible war. And we cannot have this mindset anymore. That we think we are invisible. Di ba? that we think nothing bad can happen to us. Another myth is nobody in my family gets sick. Nasa genes ko yan. Hindi kami sakitin, wala kaming ganyang sakit, hindi pinapamana yan sa family namin. Walang nagkakasakit. Diba? So I don't really need that much of, health insurances or medical insurances or anything like that. Another myth is that it's not my priority. I'm just too busy with what's in front of me right now. Yung mga debts ko, yung family ko, yung kids ko, yung paaral, yung everyday namin since COVID, ako yung inaasahan sa bahay, etc., etc. Paying the bills, day-to-day living, it's not my priority. Another myth is that it's too expensive. Most people aren't aware that are so many options out there that's well within their budget. So, this is one of the myths that people think about agad, na mahal yan. Diba? Health yan eh. And last myth is, I'm still young and healthy. This is probably the most common excuse out of all. Diba? But, we'll try to debunk all of these myths as we move along. Pag-usapan natin yan. First, let's look at some facts. Okay. So, guys, teka ha, bubuksan ko yung aking grid. Paano ba ito i-grid? Sorry na, hindi ako techie. Yan! Okay. So, guys, open your videos. I wanna see some of you, yung mga pwedeng mag-open ng videos. Raise your hand. Or meron ba tong raise your hand ang WebEx? But ayan pala, si Lisa, yan. Okay, thank you for telling me that. Pasensya na, hindi ako techie, di ba? Alright. So if you have video or if you can click raise your hand. Raise your hand, guys, if you know this one. Do you know someone who receives dialysis treatments? Raise your hands. Ako meron. Diba? Yung beshi ko nandyan. Alam niya yan. Okay.
Yep.
Yes, yep daw. Sabi ni Buddy. Yan, si Mark, raise his hand. You know somebody who's receiving dialysis right now. Raise your hand if you know someone who had a stroke. Lahat tayo, kasi si Cholo, yung video niya. Di ba?
Yes.
Oo, yan. And plus, ang dami talaga natin kilalang nagkaroon. Alright. Raise your hand if you know someone who had a heart attack. You know? Si Mark pa din! Yan! Si Mark lang kasi naka-on ng video na
Si Mark lang yung naka-on yung video.
Oo. So, yung iba yan, si Marilyn, nag-raise din ng hand. Yan.
Pwede po tayo mag-chat. Gawin natin, i-maximize natin yung chat box.
Yes, oo. Titignan ni Ayan, chat box natin. And lastly, raise your hand if you know someone who has or had cancer. Kilala ka ba who had cancer? Yes? Oo, ako din. Flying colors tayong lahat. Diba? Yan. So, if you raised your hand, teka, tanggalin ko na tong grid ko. Yan. If you raised your hand, what does this mean? What does this tell us? Diba? If almost all hands were raised when I asked these questions. Okay, anong nangyayari? Yan. So this goes to show that getting seriously ill is more common than you think. It's a very, very common thing. Ang dami nangyayaring mga yan. Yung apat na yon, ang dami nating kakilalang nangyari sa kanila yon. Si Mark nga, all, di ba, raised ng hand. Ako din, I raised my hand sa lahat ng questions na yon. Alright. So saying that these things won't happen is not true at all. Yung incidence of these illnesses that I just mentioned a while ago are so high that any one of us could easily be part of that statistic. Diba? Alright. So, did you know that those mentions of the illnesses that I've mentioned a while ago Teka ha, si Miss Josephine Decano, ask mag-annotate. Paano ba to ay?
Ano yun, sis?
Hindi ko alam. Oh, may nagpa-pop up sa akin na ask annotation request. Yan, kaya nawawala yung slides ko. Alright. So, did you know that of all the illnesses that I mentioned a while ago, heart attack, stroke, and cancer, these are the top 3 killers among Filipinos. Silang tatlo talaga ang top sa Philippines. Sila ang ating top 3. Yan. Diba? Kumbaga sa Miss Universe, ang ating second runner-up, first runner-up, at ang ating Miss Universe. Yan. So, top 3 killers among Filipinos are stroke, heart attack, and cancer. So, having good genes, yes, of course, can reduce your chances of getting these diseases. Kasi hindi yan passed down eh. Diba? From the parent to the children to the whatever. Kung wala sa family nyo nagkaka-cancer, wala sa family nyo nagkaka-heart attack or stroke, that's good. Diba? However, if you're maintaining an unhealthy lifestyle, which most of us are doing right now, it could potentially increase the risk of acquiring these diseases. Diba? Are you someone na mahilig lapids? O, diba? Or someone na mahilig mag-fishball sa kanto, halos araw-araw, pumupunta doon. Diba? And then, or someone who's not really fond of fruits or vegetables, or even exercise. Or are there those who are smoking and drinking even more ngayon at lockdown tayo? So, kahit na wala po sa genes ninyo, if your lifestyle dictates that you are very susceptible to these 3 killers sa Pilipinas, then you have to think about some things as well. You have to prepare as well. Yan. So, daanan lang natin ano itong mga unhealthy lifestyle, okay? Tamaan po, wag magalit, wag po kayong mag-alala, kasama ako sa tinatamaan, okay? So, first off, unhealthy diet. Oh my God, ang sarap-sarap nito! French fries, lalo na yung fries ng McDo. Diba? Ang sarap ng fries, hindi ko alam kung bakit, but ang sarap ng fries ng McDo.
Potato corner pa rin.
Okay, it's a liver, it's a thigh, right? So, McDonald's, potato corner, whatever it is na favorite fries nyo, unhealthy diet is one of the few things that most of us are guilty of. Fast food, lalo na ngayon lockdown. Right? Although sa bahay namin parang baliktad, mas marami yung home cooked meal nung lockdown than delivery. Kasi takot din kami magpa-deliver. But if you ask this to yourselves, ask yourself this, how often do you eat fast food? Or when was the last time you ate fruits and vegetables? Yun na lang. Ask yourself that. Am I living an unhealthy diet? Or am I living do I have an unhealthy diet, or do I have a medyo okay naman, balanced diet naman, or am I living a healthy lifestyle? Diba? Go ahead and ask yourself. The next culprit is lack of physical activity. Naku po, ako guilty ako nito, lalo na nung lockdown. And nung lumabas itong deck namin na to, it was the first time that I heard this phrase. How long do you stay seated in a day? Sino dito ang nag-work sa office? Sino dito ang work from home, nasa computer, everyday nakaupo the whole day? Ito yung, ayan, here, sabi niya, alright. Ito yung first time ko narinig na phrase. Did you know that sitting is the new smoking? Diba? Parang ako, sitting is the new smoking? Paano nangyari yun? It's because, yan, si Mark daw, work from home. It's because our lungs, just like smoking, are deprived of proper oxygen. of proper nutrients that it needs for it to function cleanly. And plus, nasa office ka palagi, nasa loob ng bahay, fresh air is not really an option that much. Right? So they say, sitting is the new smoking. Kaya pala sometimes, sinasabi sa amin, kasi work from home tayo, sometimes tayo kayo, kahit nasa meeting kami, nakatayo kami, ganyan. Or move around a little bit, lakad-lakad. Kapag may kausap ka sa phone, lakad-lakad ka, hindi siya nakaupo lang, right? Ako din, nagulat. The sitting is the new smoking. Speaking of smoking, there have been numerous studies that show the bad effects of smoking on one's health. Not just the health of the one smoking it, but the health of the people around him or her. Even yung mga lalagyan ng Yossi is already telling us that it's hazardous to our health. Right? And then napalitan tayo ng mga vape. And then napalitan tayo ng mga IQOS. But it's still technically smoking. Right? And this is one of the unhealthy lifestyles that most of us also have. Some kasi they get distressed, with smoking, with doing the vape or with doing the IQOS. Ito, another culprit is too much alcohol. In the European countries, they'd say, a wine a day is good for your heart. Diba? Pero if you take a wine, buong bottle, one day, isang upuan mo, of course, that's hazardous. It's still alcohol. And during your physical exam, ano ba usually ang sinasabi mo sa doktor pag tinanong kanila, how often do you drink alcohol? Anong mga sagot ninyo, guys? Sige nga, can somebody chat sa chat box? Ano usually sinagot mo when the doctor asks you?
Occasionally. Pasabay pa kami nun. Sino ba yun? Yeah.
Occasionally lang, pag may party, o kaya may celebration. Okay, naghahanap ng celebration.
Pero everyday may celebration.
Exactly, di ba? So, araw may celebration. Yung isa nanalo lang sa Mobile Legends, tara, celebrate mo, di ba? So, naghahanap ka palagi ng celebration. But, too much of alcohol, too much of anything, for that matter, is not really good for our bodies. Yan. And of course, one of the unhealthy lifestyles na, eto na naman, guilty na naman ako nito, stress. Times have changed. Yung parents natin and yung grandparents natin had a less stressful environment kaysa the ones that we have right now. Napaka-stressful ng environment natin right now. Sobra. And people are subject to all sorts of stressors sa araw-araw na ginawa ng Diyos, unfortunately. Not everyone can cope. Not everyone can cope with the stress. And too much stress could eventually cause strain sa body natin, sa health natin. I got sick a few months ago. So sabi ng doctor sa akin, I had low blood and then they needed to transfuse some blood sa akin. And before they did some tests, I asked them what could have caused this. Kasi bakit sobrang bumaba naman yung blood count ko? Wala naman akong heart ailment or anything, wala akong maintenance, wala akong sakit or anything. And then, doctor ko said, stress can do a lot to your body. Sometimes, magpahinga ka din. Diba? So, ayun, nag-rest naman ako sa hospital, mga 4 days, ganyan. But the thing is, hindi mo iisipin na stress would be the number one cause of any illness. Even stroke, heart attack, or cancer can be triggered by just stress or can be activated by stress. So, maganda niyan, guys. Let's look for things that de-stress us. Let's go around and be with people who de-stress us. Kasi we need that, lalo na sa panahon ngayon na napaka-stressful. Kahit na nasa bahay ka lang, nasa-stress ka pa rin sa mga Facebook post. Diba? Kahit na nasa bahay ka lang, nasa-stress ka pa rin sa mga balita na nakikita natin. yung ginagawa ng mga tao sa gobyerno natin, the things that are happening worldwide, the terrorism and everything else. Yung mga sinasabi ni Trump na sa kapasakan ng disinfectant yung katawan ng tao and all that. Diba? Nakaka-stress yun. And most of us get stressed a lot sa mga news na yon. And it takes a toll on our health. Yan. But, all of these are non-hereditary. Lahat ng sinabi ko, take note. Hindi sila passed down from generation to generation. So that means your genes is not a guarantee that you cannot get sick. Hindi po guarantee. Ang tawag dyan, pamana or namana ko yung good genes na good health ng family namin. Okay, but having a healthy lifestyle doesn't always guarantee that you can avoid getting sick either. Diba? So did you know your parents could be healthy? You could be maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Kaso, unfortunately, nagkaroon ka ng gene mutation. 2 out of 3 cancer cases are due to random cell mutations. Wala naman sa family namin yan eh. Maganda naman, okay naman yung lifestyle ko. Active ako, I eat healthy. I move away from fast food. I don't drink that much. Occasional, I'm drinking ko. And I don't smoke. But 2 out of 3 cases of cancer, that's 66% of cancer cases are due to random mutations. Yeah, so there are 11 new cancer cases reported each day in the Philippines. And if you look at my screen right now, there is a certain history of pandemics. Okay? So throughout history, humans have survived different kinds of pandemics. Infectious diseases have been a constant companion sa buhay ng mga humans. Diba? Even ngayon, modernized ang living natin, ang outbreaks are just always there. And here are some of history's most deadly pandemics, from the Antonine Plague to COVID-19. So yeah, nagkaroon ka na, may Japanese smallpox pa, the Black Death or the bubonic plague. You had the cholera outbreak. You had the yellow fever, Asian flu, the Hong Kong flu. You had Ebola, MERS. And then right now, we are having COVID-19. Yan. So, mute na lang ay, please. If you can see, these infectious diseases, these pandemics have been a constant occurrence in human history. COVID in the Philippines, ito as of May 13, so last month pa. We had 11,000 cases, 700 deaths, 2,000 recoveries. Although good news yan, kasi di ba nung nag-umpisa ang COVID natin, mas lamang palagi si death the number of recoveries. Right? So, saying that you don't need health protection because nobody in your family gets sick is a total myth. Hindi po totoo yun. That's not a guarantee that you won't face any health setback. So, let's move on to the next myth. That's not my priority. There are 2 universal desires when one gets sick. Number 1, you want to recover. Nobody wants to stay sick forever. Sometimes ka, pagdating mo sa hospital, pinasakan ka ng swero, gusto mo na umalis agad the next day or even the night. Diba? On that same day. Nobody wants to get sick forever. Number 2, sabi ko ganyan, 2, yan. Number 2, you don't want to be a burden to your family. When you get sick or you get hospitalized, hindi lang ikaw ang nagsisuffer, yung family mo din kasi ang nagsisuffer. And most of us, we don't really want to be a burden to our families. And they said the most expensive bed in the world is a sick bed. That's the most expensive bed in the world. Why is it the most expensive bed in the world? Kasi you need to take care of your medical treatment. And post-treatment cost, syempre may labs, may doctor's fees, may medicines ka pa later on. Also, you're not sure when ka mag-recover. So, the cost of treatments can just keep piling up. You're not even sure if you would recover per se. Baka maintenance ka na nga niyan after. And lastly, of course, loss of income. Since you're sick, sino magpo-provide ngayon sa family mo? Sa needs ng family mo? May sakit ka eh. Now, these are questions na ako mismo, hirap na hirap akong i-absorb. But I had to think about it. I had to. I'm not getting any younger. And I'm a single parent. And I cannot be somebody who's working every day in, day out, and not thinking about what if something happens to me. I have kids who have to live on. Diba? So sa totoo lang, ang hirap sa akin na itong mga reasons na to. And here are some examples of common procedures and how much they cost. You have COVID, 43,000 to 800,000. Depende pa sa severity ng illness mo, di ba? Meron mga reported na 3.8 million, 5 million. I think may umabot pa ng 7 million. So, it's something, kasi yung uncertainty eh, di ba? You don't know how grabe you will get this illness, this COVID-19. I hope none of us here in this room right now gets it. And then yung cabbage, the coronary artery bypass grafting. It would cost you around 400 to 1.3 million. Depende kung anong hospital, depende kung ma-ICU ka pa ng ilang araw, and all that. Single heart valve replacement. That's also something very expensive and common. As well as angioplasty. 350 to 1 million. If you don't have medical insurance, you're gonna have to spend around 500,000 pesos out of your own pocket. Sa angioplasty po, meron silang nilalagay, tawag nila stent. It's an instrument na pinapasok sa vessels para palubohin and dumaloy ng maayos yung blood. In this procedure, per stent is around 150,000 pesos. Isang stent lang yon. What if dalawa yung kailangan ilagay sa'yo? What if tatlo? Swerte mo kung isa lang. Actually, hindi ka pa swerte kasi yun pa lang 150 na. Kaya umaabot ng 350 to 1 million ng angioplasty. And it's not even like an open surgery. Chemotherapy, 100,000 per cycle. When I was 14, naabutan ko ang chemotherapy noon was like around 15 to 30,000 pesos. Wala kasi mga cycle noon eh. Parang kang lethal per treatment. Parang ganun. And it's sobrang expensive right now. On April 7, the state insurer released a case rate package for expenses ng patients afflicted with COVID-19. Beginning April 15 yan. So according to PhilHealth President Ricardo Morales, the package is categorized as pneumonia because ito yung respiratory illness na nagkakaroon ng complication ng coronavirus. So based on the government's tiered coverage, 43,000 to 800,000 ang cost to get treated for COVID-19. So it's something good to know lang din. A study showed, as you have seen, cancer treatments are not cheap. And it can can give a huge dent sa livelihood or sa lifestyle ng families. Out of pocket, yung out-of-pocket health expenditure is higher than the annual family income. This is what happens in most cases. Mas malaki pa yung binabayad natin kaysa sa income ng family every month. Kulang pang kinikita ng buong pamilya para sa gastos sa pagpapagamot ng isang tao. And because of this, patients eventually decide na huwag na lang magpa-treat so that the family can focus on covering yung basic needs nila, kuryente, tubig, and all that. Titiisin na lang nila yung sakit kesa magutom yung pamilya nila. Sadly, this really happened. And that is how catastrophic getting ill can get. Ganun po kagrabe ang possible na mangyari once we are stricken with any kind of illness. So when you get sick, you need to worry about these costs. Cost of treatment or procedures, and post-treatment costs. So, paano yun? Wala kaming trabaho, walang work yung parents ko. Eh, yung pera na yun, important sa pang-araw-araw na gastusin. Diba? These are some of the things that talaga naman nagko-cause ng anxiety sa marami sa atin. But let's stop for a minute. If you were to be diagnosed with a critical condition right now, wag naman, di ba? But if you were to be diagnosed right now, would you have at least 2 million to cover your costs? Or gawin mo ng minimum, 200,000, 300,000? Would you have that amount ready? If you don't have 5 million, you don't have 2 million, pwede ka naman mag-claim sa PhilHealth. Kaso hindi yun enough. Pwede ka rin mag-claim sa HMO. Pero hindi rin yun enough. Also, pag hindi ka employed, like si Cholo a while ago, wala kang HMO unless kumuha ka on your own. Pwede ka rin naman pumila, mag-seek assistance ka sa PCSO, kaso hindi madali kumuha dyan. And hindi palagi guaranteed. Because of these limitations, itong mga limited options na to, most Filipinos shoulder yung cost of treatment out of their own pockets. And talagang naapektuhan ang livelihood nila, naapektuhan talaga lifestyles nila. There are instances where children are forced to stop going to school. Kasi hindi na kayang isupport kasi kailangan tulungan yung isang member that needs medical assistance. Let me show you this illustration. It's the hierarchy of financial needs. Now, you have here yung iyong expected needs, retirement, education, savings, investments. Alam mo kung kailan mangyayari itong mga to. Right? You know when these will happen. And so, you can really prepare for these things. Yan, also si retirement. These are again your expected needs. But what happens when you suddenly encounter unexpected events such as getting sick, losing a breadwinner, or suffering from damages or losses sa mga properties niyo, sa mga assets niyo? How do you think can these affect everything that you have planned for? Yung mga expected needs niyo kanina. These are your unexpected needs. And these can happen anytime. It can happen right now, it can happen tomorrow, it can happen whenever. And you can be the best saver in the world, you can be the best investor in the world. But if you encounter any of these unexpected events, all your savings, all your investment, all your assets can be wiped out. Therefore, having health protection should be one of your top priorities. Yan. So, ito yung next myth na na-debunk natin. It should be one of your top priority. So saying that it's not your top priority is completely false. Kung natatandaan niyo yung hierarchy of needs kanina, securing your health protection needs should be the foundation of a good financial plan. If you have a very good financial plan, which is actually your hierarchy of needs, kailangan solid yung foundation mo, yung mga nasa baba, yung unexpected needs mo, prepared ka dyan. Things may look hopeless, pero here's the good news. You can do something about it. Yes, you can. Together, we can. So how do you start? First off, you have to create a winning game plan. Kailangan may winning game plan ka. Marathon nga itong life eh. But you cannot just run a marathon or the marathon called life if you don't have a winning game plan. Siyempre, hindi lang any kind of game plan. Dapat winning. Kasi kailangan ma-reach mo talaga yung goals. So, step 1, you have to know what you need. Visualize mo how you want your healthcare to be like. Diba? These are the 4 steps in creating a winning game plan. So, step 1, know what you need. How much would it cost? Ano bang klaseng healthcare gusto ko? Gusto ko ba yung kapag na-hospitalize ako, wala akong ibang iisipin kundi gumaling? Kahit anong gawin nyo sa akin, basta kailangan gumaling ako. And I can afford. If that's the kind of healthcare I want, how much kaya would it cost? Know what you need. Next is, you need to know how much you have right now. Magkano na ba yung naipon ko or meron ba akong nakatabi para sa health protection needs ko? Gumawa ka ng inventory. Anong meron ako right now? If something happens to me right now, magkasakit man ako, ano yung pwede kong paghugutan? May policies ba ako? May savings ba ako? Meron ba akong pwedeng ibenta, pambayad ng care ko sa St. Luke's? Kasi gusto ko sa St. Luke's ako alagaan kasi magaling doctors daw doon, tsaka kumpleto daw ang equipment doon. So, think about how much do I have right now? That's step 2. Step 3, you have to bridge the gap between what you want and what you have. Ito gusto ko. Kaso ito lang yung meron ako right now. Paano ko sila pagdudugtungin? You have to create a plan para ma-reach mo yung desired healthcare needs mo. And number 4, the 4th step is you have to budget and manage your expenses. May plan ka na eh. Now you have to budget and manage yung pumapasok sa'yo na income habang nasa productive years pa ako. We'll share with you later on some practical tips on how you can get started with budgeting and managing your expenses. Again, so this is your game plan. Know what you need, know what you have, and then bridge the gap between what you need and what you have, and then you budget and manage your expenses. How can we address this? First, knowing what you need. How do you envision your healthcare? Meron ba akong limited HMO services? Or I can receive the best care, healthcare globally? Diba? Like what I said a while ago, do I want na just to focus on how I can get well or how I can get better? Or kahit na nasa hospital ako, iniisip ko magkano na lang coverage ng HMO ko. Right? Visualize yung anong klaseng healthcare gusto niyo. Next, how do you envision your healthcare? Gusto mo ba mag-dip ka sa savings mo? That's meant for other things like maybe a car or a house or maybe school tuition fee for the kids. Or gusto mo yung meron kang coverage up to 10 million, up to 100 million. No, wala kang pinoproblema. It's your call. Diba? Ikaw may gusto yan eh. Kung ano yung gusto mo, yun ang i-envision mo. So number 2 is knowing how much you have. How much money have you set aside for your unexpected health needs? Yan, maraming nagtatanong. Meron ba akong savings? Meron ba akong cash? Meron ba akong insurances? Or meron ba akong investment? Alamin mo kung ano meron ka rin. How much do you have to fund your healthcare? What you have and what you need means we have to bridge the gap between them. Alam mo na yung kung anong gusto mo, alam mo na kung ano yung kailangan mo, or alam mo na kung ano yung meron ka right now, so how do we bridge the gap? Alright, hold on ha. So bridging the gap, as we have seen earlier, savings and investing alone is not enough, diba? To provide sa mga healthcare needs mo. So you need health protection. So what is health protection? It eases the burden of the expensive cost of treating illness and provides for yourself and your loved ones when you're no longer able to work because of illness or a medical condition. In short, guys, ladies and gentlemen, it's buying something that you can afford. I mean, it's buying millions of peso of coverage, something that you cannot afford. Diba? It's buying something you cannot afford. That's health protection. Hindi ko naman afford maglabas ng 5 million if I have COVID. So I'll just buy this medical insurance that's within my budget, 30,000 maybe, 40,000, 50,000 a year. Kaya ko yun. Ang kapalit nun, if I get sick, I have a coverage of 5 million, 10 million, 100 million. You buy health protection because you cannot afford to pay for health. That's what health protection mainly is. And here's an example of a 30-year-old patient who underwent a coronary bypass surgery, CABG. So, bukod sa procedure, he needs to pay for daily ICU confinement niya, medicines, maintenance, probably for the next 5 years. And ang kailangan niya is a total of 2 million pesos. So, how much will a 2 million health protection cost? That's only 87 pesos a day. And you are looking at a 30-year-old male, non-smoker, who got a Health Start policy, 20 years to pay, and he's paying 87 pesos a day. 87 times 30 days, that's his monthly for this policy. Pero sino dito kaya mag-save ng 87 pesos a day? I think most of us can. And 87 pesos a day for a kapalit na 2 million coverage, I think it's a good deal. Diba? Paano mo may ma-build ang 2 million? Probably it will take you years. And it will take you a lot of, hindi pwedeng isa lang trabaho mo. Dapat marami kang ibang sideline pa para abutin mo ang 2 million. So, would you rather slowly build your 2 million and hope that you get sick while you don't get sick while saving? Or would you rather save 216 pesos a day or 87 pesos a day and have a guaranteed benefit of 2 million? 87 pesos is cheaper than a Starbucks coffee. 87 pesos is cheaper than a pack of Yos. Pero ang kapalit nito, 2 million. So these are some of the things that I wish somebody talked to me about, you know, when I was still way younger. I would have prepared earlier na mas mura pa yung babayaran ko kasi I was younger. So saying that health protection is too expensive is not true at all. So we have debunked the other myth, which is it's too expensive. You can start building your health protection with just a little amount. Kailangan mo lang talagang planuhin lahat. And our last myth, I'm still young and healthy. Did you know that the best time for you to get health insurance or health protection plan is when you are young and healthy? Kung kailan wala kang sakit. Kung kailan sa tingin mo hindi ka magkakasakit. That's the best time for you to get a health protection plan. Because health protection plans, pag hindi mo sila kailangan, pwede kang bumili. Once na kailangan mo na, hindi ka na pwede bumili. And that's the hard truth about any insurance plan for that matter. And we have had so many clients who right now wants to get a policy but they can't. Kasi may diabetes na, nagka-cancer na, na-stroke na, na-heart attack na. And it's very sad for us financial coaches because we cannot help them anymore. Gustuhin man namin, but we can't. But if you guys, the ones here in the room right now, you're very lucky that the people who invited you here thought about having you here. Because maybe you can use this time to think about, oh nga no, wala pa akong sakit right now. Wala pa akong major illness right now. Maybe I should get one habang pwede pa. Kasi later on, baka hindi na ako pwede. Yan. So, the younger you are, the healthier you are, the lesser the cost of getting health protection. This is a picture of a 25-year-old who's paying 2,798 pesos per month for a 2 million coverage. And the picture on your right is a 50-year-old who's also paying for 2 million health protection coverage. Pero it cost him 8,000 pesos already. Yung difference ng age, malaking bagay po yun. So, the myth that says I'm still young and healthy is also debunked. There's really no excuse for you not to get any health protection, lalo na sa panahon natin ngayon, na very uncertain. We are fighting an invisible terrorist in our lives. So, what are some solutions that can help cover these costs? Yung cost of treatments of procedures, tsaka yung post-treatment cost. Ano yung mga solutions? For cost of treatments and procedures, you can have anything that's like a global health coverage. AXA actually has that. We call it the Global Health Access, where you get covered for not just 1 million, not just 10 million, but 100 million pesos every year. Sobrang secure ang iyong peace of mind if you have that one. And if you want to know more about Global Health Access, please feel free to contact the person who invited you here later on. Kausapin niyo po sila. Next, for post-treatment costs, you have to get a policy that has critical illness coverage. Kasi most policies with critical illness coverage, sila po ang magbibigay ng lump sum payout para matulungan ka magbayad ng mga maintenance medicines mo or any dialysis or chemotherapy treatments that you need to pay for after mo magkaroon ng critical illness. Global health coverage products can help pay the hospital, while critical illness coverage products will pay you. Hindi po hospital ang binabayaran itong policies na to. It's you. Okay? So, what are some of the solutions that can also cover this cost? Ang global health coverage, you can have world-class medical coverage, international emergency, inpatient, outpatient services, 24/7 health support, and of course, cashless transaction. Global health access of AXA DOSA. For critical illness coverages, you get covered for most critical illnesses, including the 3 killers in the Philippines. Coverage up to age 100. There's death benefit and advanced health fund, Health Max of AXA DOSA. So again, after this session, please go ahead and talk to those who invited you here para matignan ninyo kung ano yung best option for you guys. Yan. But by having good health protection plan, you'll be able to save your life without losing your family's entire life saving. Imagine just giving 87 pesos a day, savings 87 pesos a day, can help you pay for a 2 million expense at the hospital na hindi mo ginagalaw lahat ng pinaghihirapan. And it's better to have it and not need it than to need it tapos you don't have it. Mabuti na yung buti na lang kumuha ako kesa dun sa sana pala kumuha ako. Okay, so what's the next step in creating a winning game plan? We already know what you want, know what you have, bridge the gap. What's next is how can you jumpstart planning for your healthcare? Let's create a game plan. So we have budgeting and managing your expenses. Here are some tips for you guys, for you to manage and budget your expenses. Yan. First, pay yourself first. Kapag po dumating ang time na nagbigyan ka ng sweldo or may pumasok na magandang income sa business mo, pay yourself first. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Pag pumasok ang money sa inyo, tabi mo muna for savings. Right? Tabi mo muna for savings bago ka gumastos. Pay yourself first. Total naman ikaw ang nagpapakahirap dyan sa sweldo na yan. So magtabi ka for yourself. Sweldohan mo sarili mo. Next, set a budget and stick to it. Ang hirap gumawa ng budget sa totoo lang. And lalong mas mahirap na mag-stick to a budget. So dapat, very disciplined. Ayan, natatawa si Miss Gloria. Kasi totoo yan. Kahit sa akin, hirap na hirap ako. Right? Kasi biglang may kailangan kang iba na hindi nakasama sa budget mo for the month. So set a budget and stick to it. If you are not sure how to start budgeting, first step is to keep track of what you spent last month. Tignan mo ano may mga ginastos ko last month. I-record mo. And then, magkaka-idea ka na how much you would need for this month, more or less. Meron tayong 50-30-20 rule. Again, that's 50-30-20 rule. So, 50% goes to your necessities. Kuryente, tubig, pagkain, medicines, and lahat ng kailangan sa everyday living nyo. 30% goes to mga nice to have. Mga, siguro bagong ref, or bagong shoes, or maybe something else, mga nice to have lang. And then 20% should go to savings. So that's a 50-30-20 rule. 20% savings, 50% everyday necessities, 30% you can set aside para sa mga kain sa labas, or biglang gusto nyo mag-road trip, or anything like that. Okay? And then the third tip is prioritize your needs over your wants. Kaugalian nyo po na once na kung mag-open up ng mga malls at may nakita kang gusto mo, or even online, sa Shopee, sa Lazada, or sa Instagram, stop ka muna bago ka bumili. Isipin mo, do I need this? Or do I just want it? Or is this something na magbibigay sa akin ng even more income? Example, I am a financial advisor of AXA. May nakita akong magandang laptop sa Instagram, bago, mura. isipin ko muna, do I need it or do I just want it? I think I need it. Kasi if I buy this laptop, it will help me generate even more sales for myself, more clients, I'd be able to take care of more clients, and the asset to sa akin. I'll buy it. Kasi that means I need it. So prioritize your needs over your wants. Yan. Ito ang hirap. Live within your means. With the current social media, digital world that we are in right now, it's as if sometimes, lalo na yung ating younger generation, pasikatan. Sometimes, we try to impress people of things we cannot afford just to impress people na we don't even like. Diba? So, let's try to live within our means. And then, kapag nagkaroon na tayo ng abundance of income, abundance of savings, abundance in terms of financial readiness, then that's the time we splurge on other things. Yung mga wants natin. But lalo ngayon, sa panahon ngayon, ang daming nawawala ng trabaho, ang daming restricted ang income, ang daming nag-pile up na bills. Let's try to live within our means. Remember always yung rule of thumb, 50, 30, 20. That means if you're earning 100,000 pesos a month, 50,000 goes to everything that's kailangan sa bahay, 20,000 goes to savings, 30,000 lang yung afford mo na gastahin. Yun yung live within your means mo lang. 30,000. Beyond that, if you saw a bag na 35,000, hindi pwede. Kasi 30,000 lang ang afford mo. So try to live within your means. And lastly, of course, manage good debts and eliminate bad debts. Not all debts naman are bad. So if meron kang loan and it helps increase your net worth, then that's a good debt. Example, pwede kang mag-take out ng loan, kuha ka ng loan para mag-put up ng business. Yung business mo will generate returns. So that's not a bad debt. That's actually a good debt. Otherwise, if your loan decreases your net worth naman, like credit cards, diba? Yung ang laki-laki na ng utang mo sa credit card na ang binabayad mo minimum, ang binabayaran mo na lang is the interest. So that doesn't add value to you. Those are bad debts. Those are bad debts. Not unless yung credit card mo, ginamit mo for something useful. Good debt yon, of course. But for most of us, aminin man natin o hindi, ako guilty ako dito. Sometimes we find ourselves using the credit cards even if we cannot afford it kasi credit card naman. Kahit konti yan, maliliit lang yan. Pag nagpatong-patong at the end of the month, ang laki na pala. So, manage those bad debts. In fact, there was one of the directors told me before, kapag marami kang utang, wala kang karapatan mag-save. Sabi niya sa akin, tapusin mo lahat yan, yung utang na yan, bago ka mag-umpisa mag-save. Because those will pile up in the future. Okay, so, the last part of your winning game plan is, of course, you have to have a trusted coach. Dapat meron kang somebody who can help you throughout your journey. Lalo na if you're someone na hindi ko naman alam kung paano ako mag-uumpisa, hindi ko naman alam kung ano yung dapat kong kunin. So you need a coach. Yan, o, diba? Taray ko dyan. But personalized financial coaching, you have your trusted AXA financial coaches with you. Those who invited you here. Sila po mga nag-imbita sa inyo today. They can help you build personalized solutions that are well within your budget. Something na ang conversation nyo kasi should be something na alam mo, kaya mong ituloy-tuloy itong plan na to. Kasi hindi mabubulilyaso yung mga personal or basic necessities mo. Your AXA financial coaches can help you with that. And speaking of financial coaches, it's good that if you talk to those who invited you here, they are part of a company that is actually a very, very strong company worldwide. Because AXA is the #1 global insurance brand in the world for 10 consecutive years. 10 years straight po yan. Ang mga kalaban mo dyan is Apple, Google, yan yung mga kalaban mo dyan. And AXA is the top insurance company for 10 years in a row, as a global insurance brand. And as a #1 global insurance brand, para lang ma-establish natin yung strength talaga ng company na mapapartneran ninyo, if ever, for your plans, no? It has 98 billion in revenues. Euros po yan. 6 billion euros in underlying earnings. And we have over 160,000 employees and executive distributors worldwide. We also have 105 million clients and counting worldwide. So we are present in 62 countries all across Asia Pacific, Europe, and North America. And we have more than 1 trillion assets under management's investments part. And in the Philippines po, we partnered with Metrobank, which is one of the strongest banks here in our country. It was declared as the strongest bank in the Philippines by the Asian Banker. And we want everyone to talk to your trusted financial coach. Because there is no one-size-fits-all na financial solution po. What works for you may not work for the next. What works for Mark may not work for Miss Liza. Right? So, hindi pwede kasing gagayahin mo na lang kung anong kinuha ng isa. That's why it's very important that you talk to your AXA financial coach and start a winning game plan for your health protection today, lalo na in the time of coronavirus. So your trusted AXA financial coach will be able to understand what your needs are and do proper financial needs analysis para matulungan kayo kung paano kayo makakapag-start ng winning game plan ninyo.
Kumusta po kayong lahat mga kaibigan? Maraming salamat sa inyong panonood. Yan po si ating kasamahan, si financial coach, Richie Sarao. Maraming salamat at ang dami nagpi-PM sa atin, ang dami nagtatanong, nangungumusta. Gusto nila malaman at interesado na po sila. Of course, gusto kong i-share sa inyo yung mga detalye na gusto kong sagutin yung mga yan. Magpakilala po muna ako. Kung first time mo pong makapanood ng aking video, ako po si DJ Chiko ARELLANO. DJ Chiko ARELLANO. Yan. Okay? At isa po akong licensed financial advisor, unit manager po ng AXA Philippines. At kung nagtatanong ka, marahil ang mga tumatakbo sa isipan mo ng mga tanong, paano? Paano, Chiko? Gusto kong makakuha niyan. Bigyan mo nga ako ng sample computation. Bigyan mo nga ako ng sample proposal. Ang karamihan pa ng tanong sa atin, how? How? Details, please. How? Details, please. Yan yung mga tanong sa atin. So, ngayon, sasagutin po natin yan, okay? Magbibigay po muna tayo ng isang example. Pero, bago yan pala, ladies and gentlemen, ang pangunahing requirements, kasi isa yan sa mga tinatanong. Anong requirements? Isa po sa mga requirements ay valid ID. Okay? Valid ID. Yun po yung isa sa mga requirements. O, di ba napakasimple lang, napakadali lang, di ba? For example, isa kang 29 to 30 years old. Isang 24 or 25 o 24 years old. Ayan na, 24 years old. Ibig sabihin, kapag ka 30 years old ka or 30 pataas, mas mataas ng konti or mas affordable, 'di ba? Ito, bibigyan ko kayo ng sample computation ha. Isang example, 24 years old. Okay? Yung 24 years old na lalaki, okay? Meron pong guaranteed na 1 million pesos pamana po niya sa kanyang pamilya o kanyang anak o kanyang misis kapag siya ay namatay. Okay? Guaranteed po yun, 1 million. Pangalawa, ano pang nakapaloob doon? Meron po siyang 1 million critical conditions na insurance. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Na kapag siya po ay na-diagnose ng, isa po sa 57 identified critical illness, meron po siyang matatanggap kaagad na 1,000,000 piso. Imagine, 1 million pesos para sa pampagamot mo sa iyong sakit. Okay? Ibibigay po sa iyo yun ng cash. No? Hindi yun ibabayad sa ospital, hindi yun i-charge sa ganito, ganyan. Ibibigay sa iyo ng cash. Pag na-diagnose ka ng isa sa 57 identified critical illness. O, di ba? Maganda po yan. At eto pa ho ang maganda dyan. Na-ospital ka araw-araw sa iyong confinement, meron kang 800 pesos to 1,600 pesos per day sa ospital na na-confine ka. Ibibigay ba yun sa ospital? Hindi, sa iyo po yun ibibigay. Okay? So, ano yung mga contents nito mga kaibigan? Meron ng, 1 million pamana sa mga anak natin. Okay? Pangalawa, meron po itong critical conditions rider. Ibig sabihin, ma-diagnose ka man ng isa sa 57 critical illness, 1 million para sa iyo pampagamot mo. At pangatlo, meron po itong daily hospital income benefit. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Sa bawat araw na nasa ospital ka, ikaw ay makakatanggap ng 800 to 1,600 per day. No? Sa iyong pagkaka-ospital, sa iyong pagkaka-confine. Diba? Napakaganda niyan. Nakatanggap ka na ng 1 million. Pampagamot mo sa iyong critical illness. Tapos araw-araw pa na nasa ospital ka, binabayaran ka pa ni AXA Philippines ng 800 to 1,600 per day. O, di gumaling ka, di ba? O, let's say, meron pang buo na 1 million naka-standby para sa iyong anak. Nagets niyo po yon? 1 million, pamana nyo sa mga anak nyo. 1 million, pampagamot po para sa inyo. And, pang-hospital allowance. Dahil nga, syempre, nagtatrabaho ka, tapos na-hospital ka, na-confine ka ng 1 linggo, 2 linggo, 3 linggo, kahit 1 buwan ka pa ma-confine, kahit 1 buong taon ka nang na-confine araw-araw, babayaran ka ni AXA Philippines ng 800 to 1,600 pesos per day. Napakagandang health plan po yan, napakamura. Sa magkanong halaga? For as low as 30 pesos per day. Maganda po, di ba? Kung ikaw ay 25 years old, nagtatrabaho, no? Nagtatrabaho ka, kahit na nagtatrabaho ka sa isang fast food chain, nagtatrabaho ka sa isang grocery, ikaw man ay factory worker, ikaw man ay, in short, maliit ang kinikita, minimum wage earner, kaya mong magtabi ng 30 pesos per day para sa iyong health insurance plan with life insurance plan pa. O, di ba? Sa halagang 30 pesos per day. O, di ba? Napakaganda niyan, 1 million life insurance. Halimbawa, namatay ka sa kung anumang dahilan, na aksidente ka, o kaya nalunod ka, na kuryente ka, o anumang dahilan na iyong ikinamatay, di ba? May 1 million na naghihintay para sa iyong pamilya. Napakagandang produkto po yan, handog sa inyo ng AXA Philippines, no? Kung nais mo pong malaman ng iba pang produkto namin, o nais mong mag-inquire, o nais mong simulan na mag-apply, mag-comment down below ka na, i-message mo na ako. Okay po ba yon? Maraming salamat, ladies and gentlemen. Ako po si DJ Chiko ARELLANO, ang inyong licensed financial advisor. Dito po yan sa AXA Philippines. Don't forget to click subscribe and pakishare po ang video na to para sa inyong lahat. Maraming salamat. Enjoy the rest of the day and God bless.